at Cena's retirement because this was probably the most interesting thing, right? Now, if you haven't been keeping up with WWE, you're not a WWE fan, you're not a wrestling fan. John Cena had a retirement tour. I'm sure everybody knows who John Cena is. And it was a disaster. It was probably one of the worst retirement tours I've seen in a little bit. And a retirement tour is kind of unprecedented in wrestling, I guess. But the way they did it was just bad on so many levels. Like, he wasn't facing people you wanted him to face, his well-known foes and people you thought he would lock up with. He wasn't. He was facing Logan Paul like 5 times, which is a disaster. Just bad storylines. A forced heel turn where you turn into a villain was disastrous. And so many components and reasons to why that fell apart, but it fell apart majorly. And so you kind of wasted people's time with that. And then it just feels like they're running out of time and they just wasted a whole bunch of time. They wasted everybody's time, it feels like. But WWE as a whole in 2025 has been terrible. So it hasn't been good. There's been very, very, very few bright spots. And so this tour being also bad kind of makes sense when you think about the trajectory of the company at this point. It wasn't good at all. Yeah, that was the background of it. Triple H is the head of creative, right? And so he's been outwardly facing. He's been this centerpiece of WWE. He's, instead of behind the scenes creative, he's definitely put his face out there a whole bunch and pushed onto us that he is the reason for WWE's recent boom in 2023, 2024, right? That boom is definitely over now because this year was so bad. And so when bad decisions happen, when stuff happens that people don't like, who are people going to turn to immediately? Triple H. And so he got booed. He got booed terribly because in John Cena's retirement match, he was facing Gunther. This was a match that I was really excited for, and I think was a great retirement match send off. In wrestling, when you wrestle a retirement match, usually you're losing on your way out, right? And so John Cena lost. He lost by tapping out. John Cena's whole thing is never give up. I thought it was a really cool thing to do because at this point, I've been never giving up in for 25 plus years. I'm tired, so I gotta tap out, but I'm content with my career and the body of work that I put forward, right? I was like, oh, okay, that's a cool ending. People were rioting. People were upset. Triple H came out, the whole locker room came out to dap John Cena up and be like, great run, right? They booed him like crazy. And, at the press conference after the fact, people were chanting AEW, WWE's competitor at Triple H. And that type of stuff, it is true that you get that because you wanted the approval so bad when things were going well. You wanted the credit so bad when things were going well. So when things aren't going well, guess who people are going to go to first? You, right? And so I think he kind of put that on to himself. I'm talking about docuseries on how the creative is done with WWE Unreal and all that type of stuff. And so again, it is hey, I kind of put this on myself. You just gotta let people boo. But a lot of people were saying that it was kind of a culmination of how bad WWE was in 2025 in the retirement tour itself, that they let it all out at the retirement match. But I don't know. My read on it was a little bit different. I just kind of thought people just didn't want him to tap out. And I think what it's actually done, the subsequent Monday Night Raw came out on Monday, obviously. And Gunther, this did a lot for him. This elevated him in a major, major way. Even though he's been one of WWE's top stars for a couple of years now, the heat of making John Cena tap out and being arrogant and doing the "you can't see me" in wrestler's face is a compelling story beat. And him doing that to AJ Styles, maybe setting up AJ's retirement to Gunther, is exciting to me and makes sense. And I think Gunther's done a lot with the material. So this all seems good. This all has turned out okay to me, but I think the fact that the retirement year was so terrible. I actually need to do an in-depth, month by month of this retirement tour because it actually was really, really bad. But yeah, I think it kind of ended okay. It ended good. Gunther tapping out John Cena made sense, and it was well done to me. But I'm not gonna defend Triple H, because you kind of made this bed, and so people booing you is a logical reaction, a logical conclusion for them to come to, because you like spent a lot of time hyping it up and hyping yourself up as like the savior of this company, of as a person who has kind of steered this new era and brought it to where it is now. So you got to take the good with the bad.